I think these are more recent generations that are having this kind of experience, and it takes us back, or takes me back to that discussion around the peers respecting you and the teachers. Because I remember the time when I was HP, a teacher would actually not be able to enter my room. Because there's a time I think there were some people who were exhibiting hooligan behavior, and they ran across the HP side and whatnot, and the HP. And I remember I think it was Mr. Senyimba, I don't recall properly, but it knocked at the door and asked me, can I, is there any problem around here? Do you mind if I come in? And it wasn't like obvious.
Yes.
And even when I told him, no, it's fine, there's no issue around here, he still remained at the door, like he didn't get in. And furthermore, I think what was part of that was because of, I think it goes back to the unpredictability, how you set the boundaries at the beginning. Like he was mentioning how you had to smack some people. And I recall one of my first assemblies, one of my first roll calls, I had to smack someone across the face. Because remember, we had just come in, you're a popular guy. And
they think you'll be kind and sweet.
People have elected you and they assume, this is my boy, these are guys you were fist bumping with in the election. And it's like, this is, and then there are these ladies who think, this guy like these young girls. And so you find that you're at the quads, because I remember for us what we did is we utilized that main hall, that upper part, because it used to be out of bounds, so we kind of opened it up and you'd stand up there.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, we used our time, by the way. We used our time. Even the Blazers had left around that, like before that, there were no Blazers and whatnot. We made sure by the time our term ends, we had to have these Blazers, and I think that's when
it started from. For all prefects, you mean?
We are the ones who put out for all prefects.
Really?
Actually, the Blazers
that brought the ties.
Actually, no. Blazers and ties were there even way back.
They were there, but there was a point where
if you look at people like Professor Bakibinga, he has an original tie, the original school tie. And those times, I think they were for prefects or something like that. So even the blazer we have now, the blue blazer.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't for.
It was all levels had ties in our time.
Yeah, the ties were all for everyone, but then the blazers were
for us. Our PC, when we handed it over to you, it was only the DHPs, the two, and the prefect and the head prefect who had the blazer. But so were you.
No. On top of that, because I think one of the elements for gaining the respect of like the peers and all of that was that unpredictability. Because let me give you another scenario. That gentleman, the boy who was involved, the main antagonist in that situation where I was suspended earlier on. There's a time when I was HP and they found him blackout drunk in the house, in the dorm, and he was also in Nigeria. And they called me from Chambers. So I went down there to see what is happening. And this guy, even if I'd given him another 2 hours to sober up and just presented him to a teacher, there was no way he was surviving. And this, I think, was in S4, something of the sort. But I told them, you know what, wash him up, let him rest, I'll meet him tomorrow. And I had the chance to actually get what people call revenge on this guy, because I mean my situation was a bit it wasn't clear, so I got suspended because of this gentleman, and now I'm standing before him and he's blackout drunk.
This is your chance.
There is no need to even accuse him that he did anything. You just present him and he's rolled out. But I just took it upon myself. I said, this is, it's not something that is necessary to do to ruin someone's life, you get. So that level of unpredictability, even your peers, when you meet them, luckily I was somehow affiliated to the rugby group. So I wasn't really there. Somehow.
Yeah, because you are more hockey. You went to rugby.
I did everything. By the time we reached A level, I think most of the rugby team had been taken away. They didn't come back. So they had to regroup. I wasn't a fan of the game.
Yeah, you were.
But yes, I ended up playing it, and so you find that it made it easier for you to deal with a peer, because if you pulled him aside, maybe you found him at, in a dark corner or whatever, and you just pulled him and said, boss, let's be serious. He would really move to the other end. Or if at all you used the martial law immediately and dealt with it with like a lower person, you start with like an S3 or an S5 or something, the S6 wouldn't want to be in that mix of harassment.
Different.
So you would find that they would really organize themselves. So that's where at least the respect came from. You had that unpredictability. No one could say David is going to do this or he's not going to do this. Anything was on the table. And the teachers wouldn't do anything because even if you smacked a student across the face, you must have had a reason.
Susan, I want to read here.
Because I remember I walked out of the line where HP was standing, that girl giggling and boys and what, and I picked out an individual and blessed me. And it had to, everything had to. From that time, it became very simple.
Susan, before I hand to you, I have here before me the swearing in, the oath. The oath. I took a picture of mine that we did 14 years ago, and Kings College Budo, and there's the shield.
Yeah.
I, so and so, accept the office of this in this school and solemnly make this promise.
Please read that. People will understand. Please read that
I'm
properly.
joking. Solemnly make this promise, which, with God's help, I will keep. I promise to do my duty, seeking not my own comfort, glory, or popularity, but sacrificing myself for the good of Budo and those I serve. I promise to be loyal to the headmaster and to the staff. I promise to look after those who are entrusted to my care and maintain discipline and justice with mercy. I promise to do all in my power to make my example a good one. I think this should so help me God.
So
I have it in my album.
Yeah, I have it in my...
I think that's
how
the
are those
awful
serves
thing to-
merciful?
They were more loyal than massive.
Yes, George.
I have a question that has actually hit up when David was sharing his entire experience and he talked about an S4. It has just run in my mind. What's the opinion of the older generations, older than us? The fact that the current PC, when you go to Budo and they are to present to you the current PC, you're going to have khaki shirts and
Sub-chief,
dress
sub-number.
cards.
How is that?
What's a general view from the older generation?
I think the oldest here should tell us a few things.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's
because-
start with their way and then go to
I think for some,
They recognize that it's part of the prefecture.
Sub-lumpers
Chief
are,
sub-lumpers.
chief sub-lumpers
Chief sub-lumpers.
are on the PC.
They're on the PC. So they even come for the
Do
meeting.
they sit at high table?
Now the meeting part, because it actually started with my year, 2023-2024. Okay, we kind of tried, okay, not in a
I know
bad
you
way.
resisted. I know you
Not in a
resisted.
bad way. We try to restrict how much access they have to the bigger guns. Yeah. We would have them for the HM Sunday, the one where we have an entire
Branch one.
yeah, the branch one. It happens once a month. So we decided to have them for the prefects meetings. We would have them for the Saturday before the HM Sunday.
Yeah.
And then also handover. We decided to have them for HM Sunday particularly, not all through the year. But what's our opinion from everyone in the house? Because it's actually a thing that actually raised contention
Yeah.
from quite a number of entities, stakeholders, I would say so. But at the end of the day, if you're to look at it, it's a world that's evolving. Remember, the years are
Inclusion and diversity.
the numbers are increasing.
yes.
The numbers are increasing. Students are now over 2,000.
2,800.
2,800. So the numbers are increasing, and that means that at the end of the day, the workforce of the management, by the student leadership, low-key in one way or the other, you may
Increases.
need it to increase.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just general opinion.
Coming from my time, we're not that many to start with. And for example, Sablamba was in charge of about
S1 and S2s.
S1s and S2s.
Yeah.
Maybe. Sablampas were in S3. And then we had what they called a junior monitor, who was also kind of in charge of the Sablampas.
That was in S6, right?
Yes, he was an S6.
Yes.
And we'd have 2 Sablampas, I think, per house. If I'm not mistaken, 2 or 3.
I had 12. But,
There were many. Okay. So because of the small numbers we had, I think it wasn't prudent for them to be part of the PC. You'd micromanage those guys at house level.
Yeah.
Yeah. And at times you even find that maybe if you have 3 sublumpers, one would be,
Just doing
rendered
nothing.
useless.
Yeah.
And every student at least knew what they were supposed to do. For example, we used to have paths. I see they are there now, but I don't even know who cleans them. So if you're in S1, you'll have a path that you sweep every morning, or you're sweeping the dormitory, or you work in the common room, or scrub Pretoria, or some those kind of things. And that's what the sublumpers would look out for. And sublumpers were quite powerful.
Yeah.
Yes.
So by the time that guy lifts you and brings you to my
Yeah.
Things are bad.
south.
Things are bad.
Yeah. So even without them attending the meetings, they were still very important in the house.
True.
Yeah.
Very, very true.
And
So
you
for-
chose them as the house prefect. Huh?
Yeah, more or less, yes. I mean, you'd have to look through the guys and see who is
Capable.
a little serious.
Yeah.
Of course, ambition was also part of the game. So if the guy wasn't ambitious enough, then you didn't make him sublab. Yeah. So for this, your question, to answer your question more, is if the numbers have grown this much, then definitely you might need to have more of them. I have a son in South Africa.
Ah.
But when I get into there and I look at just the suitcases around the place, and I'm like, how do these guys even sweep? The place is super packed, And now they have a lot more grab than we used to have. The mineral water bottles here, polythene bags, everybody has all sorts of things there. It's a mini supermarket in there.
Yeah. True.
So I'm sure they would need more of those to help in cleaning. But now again, I see they have, I don't know if they're calling them masters. They have a house master, but then there are other
They have wardens.
wardens. They have wardens then who also come and do the supervision of the
Yeah,
cleaning.
but also I think the housework you get help from
Also,
non-teaching staff to
Yes.
clean toilets.
Yeah.
next
Right now,
to
the
the
S1s and
house-
S2s, you have to pay for them to
Wash for you.
They wash their clothes.
Okay.
I think what James is asking is with the new situation where you have O levels as part of the PC officially with badges and whatnot, privileges, name it, which was never there previously. It's a more recent.
Invention.
Development.
I'm hoping it is a litmus test. Because for me, first of all, just being in HSC
Yeah. You're a leader.
was just different
Yeah.
from being in O level. People
Yeah, that's
looked
true.
forward to being in HSC, to wear the trouser, to wear the black skirt.
With the
Even
badge.
when you came in S5, the way you handled yourself was already different
Yeah.
because okay, now I've grown up. This nonsense of O level has stopped, right? So how then is someone still in shorts and in a grey skirt going to effectively do what they need to do, yet their elders don't have the badge? I find it's a bit warped
Lopsided,
because even without a badge, for us, an S6 we respect.
Yes.
A black skirt,
Yeah.
black trousers we respected. They didn't have a badge. You just knew that's a different league. And you organized yourself accordingly. You didn't answer back, you didn't question, you didn't have chitwe, all that stuff. Because you might have 1,000 subbies with badges who are ineffective. And you have one subby who knows what they're doing if they have the authority. And trust me, they'll organize those chaps. We had guys who are crazy, ragas, but as long as you're not the subby, you did what the subby wanted. It doesn't matter how muscular you are, because again, there was respect for authority. Hierarchy was very essential and really respected. So I don't know whether that got eroded along the way for it to come to this, but I wouldn't think it's the solution. I don't know. In my opinion, I'll leave it to the PC members.
Elaborate.
Yes, doctor.
Well, let her go first. I'm still in shock.
I know, right? It takes a minute to, until I saw them. I first said, I said,
We need to do
Yes.
As you are speaking, I was saying all that, I was just remembering like the time we would have this PC house master By the way, even the non-teaching staff, we had a secretary who would make you do porter, even you would miss classes.
V8.
Yeah.
Harriet.
When that one comes, it's like you're in line. The way you're
Even
people
V8 could
talking
give you
about
porter.
Yes.
escorting and then the last man standing.
First come back.
If you were not in bed by 10 p.m., we had a Mrs. Nkambwe. She would just come and she's not teaching staff. She's not the house.
She was
She's
a matron.
Matron.
She would stand at you see her shadow and silence. As in, we did not have this thing that you guys are. We are in shock, really. But it was a
Shocking
level of respect that you would see. By the way, like for us, the girls, she was the house prefect. I was the games. We were in the same PC. We had another person who was for Gusta.
Yeah.
So we were three from
Yeah.
South Asia at one time. But you'd have a combination. The house mistress that time, she would just come and set the pace for the week. Sunday lunch, you come in, you're finishing there, the new person is coming in. The first level of porter that you'd have, that would set the tone for them, for your week. And these guys would come and help you.
Yeah.
If Miss Ojambo gave you porter on my behalf, you don't, as in, they would rather want to deal with me than wait to deal with her. And it was just that. There was no, you would not say anything when. It was just clean. So when we are hearing how you guys handled some of this, it's like,
When he asked this question, like many of you or us that were there so many years ago, it's a bit of a shock. But for me, it's a concern. I do not know whether we are trying to unnecessarily reinvent the wheel. It's 120 years of Budo, okay? Make it 118 or 117, besides the 3 years since that invention. And for those 118 years, you had the prefect's council.
Run the school.
And ran the school. And then you had the school council, which sort of acted like a check, an internal audit function. No power, yes, but they checked the prefect's council. It ran well. And that school created leaders a century and over. Even when you are not on the prefect's council, if you were a chapel warden, if you are a farm warden, we had mess wardens, we had sub-lampers. They didn't have to be on the prefect's council.
Prep monitors.
Prep monitors,
You sit in
and
the
all
room
these
and
kinds of
monitor.
things. But these guys held responsibility and in a way soft power. And that nurtured them, that made them. And this school is interesting. You had to be good at something in Budo. Like it or not. We may not know it. But for you to thrive in Budo, you had to be good at something. Either you're an academician, maybe you're a prayer warrior, Russell, sports, debate, farm arguments,
Nightingales.
artists, Nightingale, as in there was so many platforms, so much opportunity for so many of these kids to thrive. You didn't have to be the best at it. You just had to show up somewhere.
Be present.
Be present somewhere. So it is those that were nowhere completely that fell out. And there will be too few. Because the natural selection of the school,
You
somehow
find something to do.
So for me, you don't have to make S1s, S2s, S3s prefects. I think you abuse the system. This system has worked for centuries and worked well. Now, why I argue that way is, for me, it does not make sense to make a sub-lamper, sit on the prefect's council when you've taken all of the prefect's power. 29th March, was it 29th? Founders Day?
Yes, 29th, yes.
I went to my house, Mutesa. I went to my room, the Kremlin. So I met the house prefect there. And there were three beds in the room, understandably space.
And no
okay?
sockets. Yeah.
But there was no socket.
They were killed in my time. It
This
was
is what
not
I
good.
mean. This is what I mean. For me, a socket is not necessarily to cook.
Yeah.
In my time, 1998-99, that was the World Cup. We had a TV.
Yes.
Yeah,
HSCs
brought in
had
by-
had TVs and stuff
Yeah.
in their rooms. Yeah.
It was illegal. But some of us accepted.
Not quite.
If soft illegal, if handled responsibly.
Yes.
Yeah? But let's take it that it was illegal. For me, that's not the role of a socket. I asked this guy, you don't have a socket, how do you iron? The house prefect. This is what he told me. He walks down to the dormitory, yeah, and irons with the kids. So I told him, you line up? And then he's like, no, I don't have to line up. When I show up, okay, they give me space and I iron.
These are many words.
When you have a room.
I had the socket in my room and I
We
would.
need to speak to this school. There's absolutely no way you bring up these guys, make them appear powerful,
Yeah.
sit on the prefect's council, and you take away the prefect's power. That a prefect has to, come on, iron with kids. Okay, someone will argue that they shouldn't be ironed for. I think they should, but
That's another subject altogether.
let them have a flat iron in their room. Come on. Yeah.
A socket they can use to do some of these things.
So for me, it's pretense. Seemingly giving these guys some kind of visibility,
But denying the real power.
completely ineffective. I think it's not good at all.
Your submission
Thank
has
you,
been-
Victor. And
What a
on that
note.
note, I'm going to ask us to wrap up with a parting shot from each one. Our takeaway from Budo, what we learned, what we took away.
The
What is
leadership.
that thing you want to say you remember Budo for? And I'll start from Grace.
I think my takeaway home from Budo, it gave us a platform, it gave us an opportunity to grow, and up to now it's the foundation. Recently we were recommended for something, and I just something else. I didn't have a big CV to put at school, so I just put, as deputy head prefect, Kings College Budo. So when I reached the panel, I'm like, oh my God, you're deputy head prefect, Budo. You must be a great lady. Okay, I hope to see you again. And my friend kept on, you guys, what did they ask you? I'm like, should I speak?
If I speak, I'm in trouble.
Just like this, so I believe that it's a platform and an opportunity that Budo gave me, and I'm grateful. And I took all the good lessons and the bad lessons, and I believe it has shaped me to be a better person.
Wow. Beautiful. It's pretty.
Wow. First of all, I'm glad to have been a part of this panel. But my take home, my parting shot would be that despite all that we may disagree with that is currently happening in the mighty institution, I just want to appreciate the development. When I joined for my Form 1 in Budo, I remember there were challenges, but I appreciate that the administration has fought on the side of the development of the school, and yes, also the morals and everything, but I desire that Budo as an institution should not forget that the students need to be impacted even in other aspects out of academics, because right now students are crumbling with different struggles even outside school. So yeah, generally that's
Appreciate.
it. Yeah.
It's
Thank you
Edwin.
very much. First of all, I would like to appreciate for the opportunity given to me to be here sitting with people who have acquired knowledge continuously. It is really aggrandizing. I must say I'm exceedingly humbled.
We can hear the words that one that post.
So,
How did you describe the person in what?
I believe that will be Sarah when I come back. But to me, Budo is a theater of dreams. Budo has given us opportunity to create dreams, to nurture opportunities, platforms. Now, when I was in Budo, that was the year when people were coming from different challenges of COVID and all that. We opened up mental health club. We saw that people have different opportunities. John C. Maxwell says the best leader is a leader without a title. And you see, with Budo, what the opportunity you get is the culture you pick from Budo. Budo has a principle like the one in the jungle. You see, we have the lion, the mighty lion that we put on. It's everywhere. But you see, no matter how bad the economy of the jungle is, the lion will never eat grass. No matter how bad, a Budonian will always stand out in society. I conclude by saying that what makes Budo stand out and different, and what makes us stand out, is that when other schools sit, we stand. When they stand, we stand up. When they stand up, we stand high. And when they insist and they stand high, we set the standard. Thank you very much.
What are you standing for in the parliament?
Speaker.
Not by vote. Yes, Sean.
Wow.
Wow.
Following that is very tough.
True.
Tough. But like he said,
Yeah.
I think it was a favorite saying of every Budonian, no matter the economy of the jungle, the lion shall not eat grass. It's very interesting that even for the Budonians that were expelled and went to other schools, they rose to the top of those schools. I don't know if you guys ever saw that.
Yeah.
Like the hooligans would come back as prefects in other schools.
They reincarnate.
Standards.
And you say, like, you reach somewhere and you're like, I'm not like these people, I'm different.
Yeah.
I'm different. So, like, and it's like, the more Budo didn't try to be like other schools, the more, when Budo was Budo, not that it isn't, but when Budo was Budo,
Yeah.
the natural system had checks and balances. Like, yes, there was Ent, yes, there was fellowship, but like the people you'd go and play with would wake up and read and pass.
Yeah.
And so you would like, there's something that system did to you, and it taught you things. So I think one of the things that the administration should do is just look to that thing that made the school stand out.
Yeah.
And keep it that way, because there's a reason why it's different. There's a reason it was designed for kings and chiefs and queens and princesses, and there's a reason. So we have to find that the spice, the kanzali,
Keep it. The main thing.
yeah. But I'm really glad and I'm very happy to be a Budonian. Interestingly, a legacy, because my grandfather was in Budo, my mom, and then me.
Oh, wow.
And for sure, with God being my helper. The
Your
legacy
children.
yeah.
All right.
Wow.
Charlene.
I think someone mentioned something about natural selection earlier. I think for me, one of the most interesting parts of being in Budo is that you're surrounded with so many intelligent, talented people. And like I said, how you survive there. Like, there's a lot of self-drive because we all have different talents. Like, first of all, they've picked like the best crop of the nation and just put everyone in the same place. So this one is good at this, person is good at this. So I feel like the self-drive, it teaches you something that you don't just get anywhere because you're surrounded by very talented people. Like I said, they're intelligent at this, but like, you're not there by mistake. I think so. To some extent, you could feel some imposter syndrome, but they're like, this person is good at sports, this person is good at this. What am I good at? And I feel like that pressure pushes you. Like it pushes you. You either have to find what you're good at or get good at something. By all means. So I think that's something I appreciated very much. But on a broader context, I think my biggest appreciation of Budo is the spirituality. Like,
the nurturing of knowing that even the person who didn't go to chapel at school, like there's things that they will know. You will find like there's these hymns that they know the prayers. Like you don't just get out. Like that's something that stays with you. The services, the tradition. I think it's extremely beautiful. Yeah. That's it for me.
Wow. 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 So, yeah, that's really what the takeoff is like. Wow. Being on a PC, wow. Being on being part of the podcast, wow. As a good union, there's thank you.
All the way.
There's a remarkability that you pick from being and you guys
wow.
Let me tell you the fact. So I had this simple friend group I picked up in Form 1. And within that friend group, you guys, there are 33 prefects if you don't manage to be one of them. Then I see James and Kutis are going for the same post. You're both my friends. So somehow, my friends are already on the PC with me. Like, that's the remarkability. The friend group has that target of we need to be the right person for this when the time comes. If you need to build a bit of popularity here and there, in whichever game you're going to do it, you have to go for it. You have to go for it. You can't step on someone's biscuit. You can't step on someone's dream. You have to encourage them and let them know that when you succeed, we are all going to succeed. As a Budonian, people are going to be great. You're going to listen to a Form 1, and the person will have wonderful ideas. But to rise up to the occasion and become a prefect, you fear what's going to happen at panel. You're going to embarrass yourself. And that will be the last time you'll be embarrassed. Like ideally, when you become a prefect, you try not to get embarrassed like that. That dancing, the eating a full loaf, things like that. That's the last time you should be embarrassed. Like you collect all these experiences as they prepare you for that position. So as a prefect, when you get someone on the wrong side of the law, sincerely, you've broken that law, you know what drives someone to break that law. So now how do we sort it out? Or why is the law there? Why is that law there? And you try to enforce it because you're a student leader. So you need to be remarkable. Like you have to have a good oration, you have to have compassion, you just have to be remarkable as a prefect. So again, wow.
We shall call you Mr. Wow.